All right, good people, we live.
Okay. I'll
Do
wait
just
if
a
the link
quick
is
check, ladies and gentlemen.
okay.
Do a quick check, real quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can see us on LinkedIn, drop a comment for us, please. So many responses on this one. So many. So many responses on this one. If you guys can hear us, if you guys can see us, drop a comment, please. If you're tuning in, drop a comment. If you're chiming in, say hello. Say where y'all chiming in from. Oh, okay. We got some folks on here. We got some folks. Hey, y'all, welcome. 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 Show us some love. Show us some love. If you're chiming in, show us some love. Cause I see y'all on there. I see y'all coming in. Y'all coming in slowly, but you're coming on in. Well, that's awesome stuff. So, guys, I want to go ahead and kick this off. Hey, we get time and perspective. We don't play no games. So, guys, we have Valencia on tonight. But before we do that, before we bring her on, just share a little bit about what we're trying to accomplish with the streams that we're doing. Because I know oftentimes we have a lot of new followers and stuff like that that comes on our pages and things of that nature that are new followers that haven't been following us before. So just share a little insight of what we're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, well, hello, everyone, and great Wednesday to everyone. For you all that are chiming in for the first time, or maybe chiming in for your second, third, fourth time, etc. My name is Gerald Bass. I'm actually the founder of the Rise of the 1%, and pretty much we focus in on helping a lot of Black entrepreneurs, pretty much rising to that top 1%, and we do that through a lot of different strategies. Of course, with our company, we operate as a digital marketing firm. So we help a lot of Black coaches, consultants, course creators, and service providers primarily with keeping the calendars full with those quality appointments, getting those high value clients, scaling their businesses up to 20K, 50K plus a month, primarily without spending money on paid advertising. And pretty much, our mission over the next 3 years or less is actually to create $1 billion in success stories amongst Black entrepreneurs. And the way we do that, of course, is by working with those, of course, that work with us in terms of the Rise of 1%. But also, as well, we like to provide as much value, education, knowledge to the public as well. So with these live streams, of course, at times you all see myself and Charliette on here, of course, sharing information, sharing education and knowledge. At times, though, as well, we bring on some of the brightest minds as well to be able to share with you all their education, their knowledge, and their wisdom as well. And so pretty much this evening on this live stream, we actually have Mrs. Valencia Andrews, also known as Coach VEE, on the live this evening. And she actually is a dynamic entrepreneur, business coach, and visionary leader dedicated to empowering female entrepreneurs to make bold moves and achieve unparalleled success in their businesses and their lives. And she actually is the founder of She Makes Moves Enterprises. And their mission is to empower and uplift female entrepreneurs on their path to success. So with that said, I want to welcome to this evening's live stream, Coach VEE. This is Valencia.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Charliette. I'm excited.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yep, no problem. Glad to have you on. Glad to have you on. So let's do this, Valencia. Let's start from the beginning. Let's just talk a little bit, first of all, about your journey thus far. Like, if you want to start off telling a little bit about where you're from and just a little bit of your journey you're coming up, we can just really just start from there.
Absolutely. So I'm originally from Edisto Island, South Carolina, but I I've lived in Atlanta most of my life, Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm recently moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. So kind of, here and there, I like to grow. I like to see growth. So how better to grow than experience it? So that's my journey. I started in healthcare, 20 years in healthcare to be exact. And then I decided, okay, this is not for me. I think that was my parents' dream. So my dream was to be in business. So that's what I did. In 2014, I took my 401k and wrote my own business plan and started my own business. And here I am. I mean, of course, there was some situations in between, but I'm sure we'll talk about that as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So pretty much coming out of the healthcare industry, you actually leveraged your 401k to get into the entertainment business.
Absolutely. I sure did. At the time, I had this dream of being this big entertainment manager and getting all these artists signed and all that. So that was actually my hobby, to be honest. I loved working with entertainers, but it wasn't a good business strategy for me. So I started the business, and I did entertainment management for about 5 years before I was like, you know what, this is not it. I love working with the artist one-on-one, but I didn't like everything else. Yep. So I kept at it though. I kept going until I stumbled across my passion of coaching and consulting. And it was through entertainment that I stumbled across that. And that's how I end up here today. That ultimately that business failed, of course. And then I started another business, always in management, because that's my skill set, management, leadership. And that business failed as well. So I went back to the drawing board, and, I have to start with my faith. I'm a woman of faith. So I had to pray and ask God, what is it? What is this purpose? What is this drive down inside me that keeps me going, And, and God ultimately showed me the one-on-one, the coaching, helping others. And not only helping others, but helping females specifically. Because, I can't really teach a male how to do so many male things, but I can teach a woman because I've done it. I've experienced it, So that's how I end up here today.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about how did you stumble into getting into coaching from the entertainment business? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I had this one artist that I managed for a good little while, and he would always say little quirky remarks to me. And one day we were getting ready to go to a show, and he said to me, "You're always making moves." And that kind of stuck with me, always making moves. And he was referring to, I'm always on the phone handling this. I'm always doing things to make it happen for others. So that stuck with me. And I found myself doing the one-on-one, sitting down with them, walking them through the whole process of actually breaking into the industry and all that. And that was still coaching, but it wasn't necessarily in the area of coaching that I wanted to be in. I wanted to focus more on business. And when I said business, I mean the structure of a business. How do you build a successful business? So while I was while I was working with him, I took that making moves and I just add she with it. I add she to the beginning of it. And I don't know if a lot of people know, but she is a strategic hub for empowering. That's what she stands for. So I've always wanted to empower others. I've always wanted to grow. And that's how I end up coaching, because I started working with all the artists one-on-one, guiding them, coaching them, advising them. And ultimately, when the business failed, I just kind of scaled myself right into the coaching. It took me a while to build a brand and to actually start taking on clients. But I pretty much was already coaching clients anyway. I just had to build the business around it.
Yeah. Being in the entertainment business, especially if you're in artist management, it is coaching and advising.
It is coaching. I was doing it
at one time. Yeah.
It's coaching at the lowest level. It's like babysitting.
Babysitting.
Right.
I agree.
So I like to think I got a lot of my skill set before I even went back to school to get certified in coaching. Before I even went back to school for business, I believe that a lot of my experiences from entertainment management came from working one-on-one with those artists. It gave me some strength. It definitely did.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. I can agree on that. Same here from being in the entertainment business. Yeah, a lot of the things I did in terms of management of artists back then, a lot of those skills are transferable into getting into the coaching realm if you're working with businesses or however you may be coaching. Yeah. So yeah, I could definitely agree on that. Okay. Gotcha. So let's talk a little bit more, Valencia, about some of the specifics in terms of what you do in terms of the coaching.
Okay. So typically with She Makes Moves Enterprise, I am a certified business coaching consultant. I'm a mentor as well. And when I was building the business, I wanted to incorporate certain aspects of the coaching. In order for me to do that, I had to dive into other industries, other networks as well, so I can definitely be able to coach on various levels. So I partner with SCORE. I'm a mentor for SCORE. I got my business government contracted because then now I can teach other business owners how to bid on contracts and actually win those contracts as well. So I was just putting my hands in a lot of different areas. So I had to settle in on who do I want to coach? Who are my people? That's what I always say. Right. Who's my people? Who do I want to coach? Who do I want to work with? How can I help them solve their problems? And I ultimately stuck with female entrepreneurs. Now, of course, I could work with the entrepreneurs or the business owners that have been in business for 10, 15 years, but my strategy wouldn't help them because they were already heading to pivoting. My strategy and my skill set work better for entrepreneurs between their first year in business and their 5th year in business. So from start to scale. So I typically work with those females, especially entrepreneurs that are getting started in business, because if you build it right the first time, you don't have to go back and do it all over again. If you structure it right, if you put all those policies and procedures in the right place, if you have the right software, if you have the right partnerships, you don't have to worry about going back and saying, oh, I failed because I didn't do this. If the business failed, it won't fail for the way you build it, for the strategy of it all. It might fail for like financial reasons or other reasons, but not because you didn't do what you should have done in the beginning if you're working with She Makes Moves Enterprises. So I typically work with those females, get them set up in business. It doesn't matter if they need a marketing plan, business plan, if they need an attorney, if they need to talk about the legalities of business, we do it all. And I always tell all of my entrepreneurs that I work with, even small business owners, well, my goal is goal setting. And I stick with the SMART method, because if you set those goals right, if you have the specific goals, it's time sensitive, you do all these things, you have to succeed. So we set the goals and we start at your end goal and we work backwards. And we get those step-by-step roadmap to help you arrive at your end goal. So you understand what I'm saying when it comes to female entrepreneurs and building businesses. A lot of times we're not afforded the things and opportunity that males are afforded. So as a female entrepreneur myself, that's how I won. That's how I found success. I sat down and I made all my goals, and okay, I know where I want to go. I know where I want to get to in the end. So now let's figure out, how do you get there? What are those steps that you implement to get you to your end goal? And when you figure that out, then you start working backwards. Implement all those steps, all those strategies, and you'll find success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, I do strategy session calls with potential clients for our business all the time. And a lot of times when I ask them about goals, they don't have any.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's like, it's like going in the airport without a ticket to a specific destination.
Right.
You get on any plane, but you're not going to end up where you want to be at. So at the end of the day, your goal setting is definitely important. And you also mentioned SMART goals. Break that down, Valencia, for those on here that may not necessarily know the SMART method. I know what it is, but for those that are on here,
So,
and Valencia, before you start with that, Marion said impressive.
oh, thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
Mary said impressive.
So when we're talking about the SMART method, we're talking about those specific goals. Is your goal specific? Is it measurable? You know, can you measure it? You know what I'm saying? Is it achievable? All those things that, you know, that you need to actually be honing in to get that, to arrive at your end goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the SMART method is all about. First step, make sure that goal is very specific. Very specific. A lot of times, and I know I'm one of these people, you know, we suffer from ADD, so we want to do everything under the sun. We want to have all these different goals and we want to work on them all at one time. But that's not a good way to go about it. Not saying it can't be achieved, because it probably can, but if you want to do it right, take one thing, work on that one thing, follow the step-by-step roadmap to achieve that goal, find success in that one thing, and then duplicate it all over and over and over again.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I definitely agree on that. So, Valencia, I know you spoke a little bit about getting government contracts.
Yes.
Right. You have anything you want to share for anyone that might be on here that may want to get into that? Any type of information, any gems?
Absolutely. So when I began my interest in government contract, the first thing I did was I went to the SBA website and I started doing my research. Do your research first, because when you hear government contract, when you hear, you know, bidding, yes, it's a good thing for you, but it may not be good for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It may not be good for everyone. So always do your research first. Do your research. Second thing, before you get into government contracts, make sure your business is set up correctly. Because when you're ready to get your contracts and everything, that's what they're going to look at. That's exactly what they're looking at, to make sure that your business is set up to receive those contracts, to handle the work. You know, a lot of times when we're in business, we get excited about going forward and doing all these amazing things till we forget to do the things that we need to do in our business to receive those things. So I did my research first, and then I reached out to our local women's business chapter in Atlanta, and they kind of held my hand. And it is an investment. I will tell you, if you're looking to grow, make an investment in yourself. Scared money don't make money. And I have to say that. Scared money don't make money. If you're looking to grow, if you're looking to find success, whatever your goals is, make sure you're ready to make an investment. And I know we're talking about the government contract, but I have to say this because a lot of times I get clients reach out to me. They're looking for a coach and they're ready for a mentor and all these things. And then when I ask them, what's your budget? They have no idea what's their budget. You know, when I send them over my discovery sheet, they can't answer the questions because they haven't done their research and they're not sure what they're going to do. It's like a roadmap. It's GPS. If you don't know where you're going, it's unlikely you're going to get there. Right. So it's the same thing with government contracts. You have to be clear about what your end goals are. So when I reached out to the Women's Business Center, you know, I pretty much told them this is something that I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew where I wanted to go. I just didn't know how to get there. So that's why I reached out to them. And at the time, I think it was almost $2,000 that I invested to take the course. I did the whole cohort because I wanted to know everything. That's that ADD. So I took the whole course. So my business is WOSB certified, EDOSB certified. And right now I'm working on doing the whole 8A certification as well, because it's a good platform. So it gives you the well-rounded when it comes to bidding on federal contracts. And a lot of us, we're not, you know, we think about the Army, the Navy, the Marine. We only think about those types of agencies when we're talking about bidding, but there's 121 agencies out there waiting and
Wow.
looking to offer these contracts to you, and especially as minorities. You know, minorities, there is 5% set aside for minorities only to bid and win these contracts. So it's an investment. It takes time. It's a lot of education that you have to actually learn and teach yourself. It's a whole new dialect. You know, for me, I had to learn words that I'd never heard of. So, you know, I dove into that, and I connected myself with people, other people that I saw bidding and winning and getting into that government space, because I wanted to learn from them as well. So it's just like, you know, like you have the prime and you have the subprime. In the beginning, I didn't want to be a prime. I wanted to learn from those other primes, and the primes are the people who have been bidding and winning for years. Yeah, so it's definitely an investment. It's very good. It could actually take your business to another level. So I would tell anybody who's interested, do your research, look into it, partner with the right people, you know, get the information.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
but Lindsay, I actually have a question on that too as well. So when it comes to like the government contracting, do they have like specific requirements for businesses to be in business for a certain amount of time, or can they be new, or
Well,
it doesn't matter?
It's not really a certain amount of time. It depends on the actual contract. Some contracts have very specific requirements, and that's why you have to read those offerings and see, you know, what it is, what's that contract requiring. One of the things that we had to do when we was in the training, we had to make sure we had if we had partners, we had to have partnership agreements, and we had to have our operation agreement in place. All these documents that actually need to be in place, we had to put those things in place. And that's one thing that helped me moving forward with the government contract. So I wouldn't say you have to be in business a long time or any specific length of time. It's just based on the contracts.
Gotcha. Chanel said, wow, amazing and so strategic.
Thank you, Chanel.
Absolutely. By the way, you all that's just chiming in, me and Charliette, Rise of the 1%, we're actually sitting with Coach VEE, Mrs. Valencia Andrews, founder of She Making Moves Enterprises, on here dropping some gems this evening. If you're definitely getting some value, make sure you hit that like or love button. Also, if you have any specific questions, make sure you drop them in the comments. So any of your biggest takeaways, drop them in the comments. Also, as well, if you know anyone else that could benefit from this information, Coach VEE is dropping this evening. Make sure you tag them in the live or share this live with anyone else you feel can benefit as well. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So let's do this, Valencia. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the clients you've actually worked with with She Making Moves. Because I remember me and you having a one-on-one conversation. You was telling me about some of the results some of your clients got and who you work with and things of that nature. Let's talk a little bit about that as well.
So one of my clients that I talk about a lot is a German company that I work with. You know, when we're in business, this is my big thing. When you're doing business and you're stepping out of your normal community, I should say, you have to be prepared for those things if you're looking to move into that direction. So when I started working with this German company, I knew it was going to be a language barrier, but that's the only issue I would, you know, want to be concerned with. Everything else, I wanted to make sure that I was able to communicate and actually help them reach the goal that they were trying to achieve. So in the beginning, they didn't have anything. And when I say anything, we started at name ideation. We started from the very beginning. And they signed up for my 6 months coaching, and they were very successful because they followed the steps that I gave them. They followed the steps. In the beginning, they wanted to just do a food truck. So then they went from food truck to a catering business, and now they're moving into a standalone business, you know, and this is after they've only worked with me for 6 months. And I was scrolling on social media one day, and I saw them. I think they were back in Germany or something. They were doing an event, and that made me so proud. It made me so proud to see them moving and doing all those things. Right. And I do work with a lot of other clients as well. But we'll talk about that with the other thing that we're going to talk about. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So tell me this, Liz. I'm curious to know, because I'm pretty sure we have a great amount of female entrepreneurs maybe tune in or going to come back and watch the replay of this or listen to it on our podcast. What do you see as some of the major challenges amongst female entrepreneurs really being able to level up in their businesses, from those that you work with to maybe what have you? What do you feel like are some of the big challenges you've come across? Well,
the number one challenge I see a lot with female entrepreneurs is fear, just fear alone. They're afraid to take the step, to take the leap and move forward. And then the second biggest thing is the lack of financing, the lack of funding for their business. And I try to tell my entrepreneurs, never let money or financing stop you from achieving your goal. Find a way around it. Find a way around it. Connect with the right person. Do your research, because there's so many opportunities out there. When my business was not making any money, I applied for grants. I got awarded grants. And ultimately that helped my business to grow. So research is a phenomenal thing. So when you're talking about the lack of funding, you're talking about being too afraid to take that step because you don't have the funding necessary, don't let that stop you. I have put on events with not one dime, and then sponsors came and helped me make that a successful event. Why? Because I was on purpose. I knew I wanted to pour into other female entrepreneurs, other entrepreneurs, and help them grow. So the God and the universe aligned just to make that happen. So never let finances stop you from achieving your goal.
Absolutely. 100%. I definitely agree. I definitely agree on that.
I agree.
It's not all the time a lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness.
Yes. Absolutely. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make it happen. Find a way. Like she said, she applied for grants, y'all. She did whatever it took.
That's right. That's what I had to do. And then, another thing is when I didn't have a team, I had a team. My support system was my team. So when I didn't have those people to help me, I had my support system helping me. Somebody was doing marketing. Somebody had a skill set that I could use that they ultimately pitch in to help my business grow. And I love to speak. I love to talk to people. So if anybody knows me, I'm always, communicating. So I don't have a problem with saying, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Do you know anybody that could help me? And ultimately, that's why I started Entrepreneurs on the Rise, because, there was a lack of resources for, entrepreneurs, not only just female entrepreneurs, but male entrepreneurs and small business owners as well. Even though I work one-on-one with female, Entrepreneurs on the Rise has opened the door to work with everybody in the entrepreneur network.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And let's talk about that as well, Valencia, after we look at this next comment as well. Because it looks like as well you have a question down there too. So I see Stan says, you grow Valencia VEE is for victory, Black girl money, making magic is a real thing.
Yes, thank you, Stan. Thank you, y'all. There's my support system, the MBN network.
Absolutely. And then you got a question here. So Marion says, what have you found to be the necessary characteristics for female entrepreneurs? The characteristics that will help them be successful.
Marion, I'm just going to give it to you straight. Characteristic, you have to have faith. Faith is number one. Trust, honesty, and confidence. I pride myself on confidence. Of course, my first book is, Speaking with Confidence, but faith is number one. If I'm working with, an entrepreneur, and it doesn't matter if you call your person God, whatever you call your person, you have faith in that and have faith in yourself. The strength, the faith that they've put in you to achieve, to strive, to go after your goals. You know, just that's the big thing when it comes to characteristics for female entrepreneurs. If you got that, you halfway there, honey. Yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, for you all that are just chiming in, we're talking with Coach VEE. This is Valencia Andrews, pretty much the founder of She Makes Moves Enterprises, and also a lot of Entrepreneurs on the Rise, which we're going to talk about in just a second. So if you're just hopping on, you're learning something, you're getting something out of this, make sure you hit that like button, that love button. Also, feel free to drop any questions down in the chat, and also feel free to share this with anyone else you feel could benefit. Okay, so listen, let's talk a little bit about Entrepreneurs on the Rise. Let's talk a little bit more about what that's about.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll go from there.
You know, I'm excited to talk about Entrepreneurs on the Rise because Entrepreneurs on the Rise is pretty much a membership community of resources for entrepreneurs and small to medium business owners. And when I say resource, I mean every resource that you would need when you're building a business. And I came up with Entrepreneurs on the Rise because, like I previously told you guys, I went from healthcare straight into business. And my first two business failed. And it failed because I lacked the resources I need to build that business. So as I grew in business and I grew in my coaching and I grew in wisdom and knowledge, you know, I prayed and I'm like, God, okay, what can I do to help entrepreneurs grow? What are they lacking? And resources was the number one thing. Like, they didn't have the resources to connect the dot. You know, it's okay to not know who to turn to, but if you have one big community that you can go to and say, hey, I am trying to build this business and here's where I'm stuck, and they can open that door and say, okay, we can help you in this area. That's what we did with Entrepreneurs on the Rise. So we have eight leaders on our leadership team, and those 8 leaders are also coaches. And we are looking for coaches and mentors for our mentor circle as well. So what we do is, when you sign up as a member for Entrepreneurs on the Rise, you get the coaching at no extra cost. You get the mentoring at no extra cost. You get our media packages, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. You get to attend the forums, the masterclass, all those educational pieces that's going to help you grow your business. You have it all in one place, and we're able to connect you. Not only to connect you, but we're building the directory as well. So with Entrepreneurs on the Rise, we have partners. And one of our big partners who you'll get to see at our upcoming event is ADP. ADP is one of our big partners. It's a payment processing. Don't we all need payment processing when we're growing a business? Yep. You know, we have partnerships with banks. We're working on another partnership with another banker. What do you need? You need funding when you're building a business. So we're creating this whole platform so that when you are building your business as an entrepreneur, you can just hit that button on Entrepreneurs on the Rise and just have all the resources in one place, or at least talk to someone that's able to help guide you on your next steps. And with that being said, we have a fun, energetic, educational event coming up April 21st here in Charlotte. It's on the rooftop, because y'all know I got to throw a spin in with it. It's our Entrepreneurs on the Rise Entrepreneurial Network Mixer. So it's an all-white event. You're going to come to the rooftop. You're going to have a good time. We have vendors. We have speakers, y'all. We have some amazing speakers. Gerald is one of our speakers who's going to be talking about lead generation. We have Lauren Ansley, an amazing speaker. She's going to be talking about the power of perseverance. We have Latrice Davis, who just chimed in. She's going to talk about imposter syndrome. So we have a lot of speakers. We're going to talk about, you know, taxes for entrepreneurs. We're going to talk about what banks look for when you're building your business, your brand. All these speakers are going to be there to pour into your business. So if you're looking to be a part, or you're looking to grow, you're looking to connect, or just be in the right rooms with the right people at the right time, you need to be in Charlotte, April 21st. From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's a Sunday, y'all. So y'all know we can still go to church. We can leave church and then come and get fed into the educational area. So it's a good event. And we're gonna have food. We're gonna have a lot of vendors out there. Come and shop with the vendors. And we are doing our magazine launch the same day. I'm super excited about that. Magazine launched the same day. So y'all got to be there. You got to be in the building. And for those of you that live out of state and you can't get here, we're open for virtual attendees as well. So there's no excuse. Either you can watch virtually or you can come and be in person. And if you do show up, come and tap me on my shoulder. Let me know that you saw me on this live. Let me know if anything interests you, or if you had questions. And y'all, we have an amazing host that's gonna be there. Miss Ruby Durham, she's the Miss North Carolina of America 2022. She's our host for the event. So y'all gotta be in the building. I hope to see y'all, because there's a lot of people on this live. So I hope to see y'all there on the 21st.
I know, right?
Yes.
We drop that link. We need to drop the link in the comment section. For
absolutely.
Drop the link in the comment. Latrice says, Entrepreneurs on the Rise, All White Affair Networking is April 21st. She reminded y'all, Skyline Terrace. Y'all don't want to miss this here.
Yes, Latrice, can you drop those links in the chat for me, please?
Yeah, Latrice, that'd be great.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited about the event. I'm excited about Entrepreneurs on the Rise. And the big thing about Entrepreneurs on the Rise, we are growing. So we're in 5 states now, and we're looking to be in all 50 states. So if you're trying to move and you're trying to be in that community where you're growing and you're learning and you're meeting new people, then Entrepreneurs on the Rise is your thing. Connect with Entrepreneurs on the Rise.
And I actually love that you said that, Valencia. Just shared a little about the importance of the community. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the support.
So I'm glad you asked that, because I know we had a live that we was on, and I sing this praises all the time. But my next book is coming out in a few weeks. It's called Networking is the New Currency. So that's how important it is to network and connect with communities. You know, I've been in Charlotte for almost a year now. And when I came to Charlotte, I hit the ground running. I started with my Chamber of Commerce, who is also one of our partners that will be at the event as well, talking to you. So I started with the Chamber of Commerce. I joined the Women's and Business Committee because I'm a female entrepreneur who coaches other females. So I wanted to connect with other women in business. So I joined the Women's and Business Committee, and I'm still with SCORE, and just networking with all these amazing communities and getting to know other entrepreneurs in business. That's your key when you're trying to grow. If you're an entrepreneur and you have a work from home business, you can't grow just sitting at home. You have to get out and connect with people and build. And that's what Entrepreneurs on the Rise is allowing you to do. We're allowing you to connect with the right people. Because you may come to the event and you're not sure about what it is that you're needing or what's keeping you stagnant in your business. And then you come to the event and you hear something that triggers you and help you to get over that. Guess what? Go connect with that speaker, connect with the vendors. Even the vendors, they have grown their business and found success as well. So it's just a matter of getting out, not being afraid. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear stop you. I can't stress that enough, because you never know who you will come in contact with that will allow you to grow and help and get to the next level in your business.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Definitely. Great information from Coach VEE this evening. Yes. If anyone else has any questions as well, feel free to drop them in the comment section. you have any questions, and as well, any of your biggest takeaways, you can drop them in the comments.
Yes, yes. And for those of you that are in Charlotte, I would love to meet you guys at this event and just talk to you more. One of the big reasons that we're putting on Entrepreneurs on the Rise is so that we can connect with the community and see how we can help you guys solve those problems. See how we can help you, take your business to the next level. So I look forward to seeing you guys. It is a ticketed event, so you can go to eventbrite.com or you can go to ticketspice.com. I think Latrice is putting it in the chat box and get your tickets. Yeah. And like I said, virtually, you can watch virtually as well. I want you to be in the building because we're going to have a good time at that event. So I'm excited about that. Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to be in attendance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Great stuff. Great stuff. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys having me on and just opening up your platform for us to pour into them as well, because we have to connect as entrepreneurs and small business owners. That's how we're going to grow, connect with each other, help each other's grow.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Hey, y'all, guess how Gerald found Valencia?
Yes. Right. On LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Right.
LinkedIn.
Yes.
On LinkedIn.
And I've connected with so many people on LinkedIn, so many relationships I've built on LinkedIn. One of my passions is entrepreneurs in the justice system. So we're building a platform where we're going to be working with entrepreneurs that will be, females that are going to be released within 5 years, and they're looking to go into business ownership and entrepreneurs. So when I had an interview last week, I shared that with the producer that was doing my interview, and he knew someone that was already doing a similar thing and was looking for someone like me to help them. So I reached out to her on LinkedIn, and her and I have a meeting next week. So it's amazing how relationships is, and you got to speak up if you need something. You'll never know if you don't open your mouth and speak up about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree on that.
Yeah.
I agree on that.
Yep.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah,
just say something, y'all. Y'all be out scared. Say
That's
something.
right.
Yeah, we've
don't be scared. Open your mouth and say it. I tell you, scared money don't make money. If you want to make money, and it's not always about money, but here's the thing: the more money you make, the more people you can serve. The more people you can serve, the more you can grow and be on assignment, be on your purpose. So don't be afraid.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, and I just saw Nurjan Krisman just put in the chat the information, y'all. Nurjan is the one that makes it all run for Entrepreneurs on the Rise, and she makes moves. She's our project manager, our social media, everything. She does an amazing job for us.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
I'm blessed to have a great team behind me, because it always wasn't like that. I've had to do it by myself and tell those teammates manifest. And before I had the team here, I had a team in Atlanta, and I started out with a one-woman team. She was amazing. Chanel was amazing, and she helped this business like that. Like it was a whole full team of people working together.
Mm.
Oh, I like this question.
That's a good question.
What's your plan to grow Entrepreneurs on the Rise?
Thank you, Latrice, for that question.
Excellent question, girl.
Right. So with Entrepreneurs on the Rise, when we're talking about growing into 50 states, you have to have strategy. So one of the things that we did was we put together a team within a team, and I call them our boots on the ground. So that team actually go out and we do our research and we scout the various areas to see what is the problems that need to be solved in that area for entrepreneurs. Can we solve those problems? And how do we go about connecting in that community to get out there? And then Gerald, you and I talked about this in the past, going into those communities and partnering with the right people so that we could, introduce Entrepreneurs on the Rise to that community and ultimately start building. Now, even though I lived in Atlanta for a long time, I didn't build Entrepreneurs on the Rise in Atlanta. I actually built it here. So now we have another event coming up in Atlanta in the spring that's going to be pretty big as well. So we're introducing it in the Atlanta market. And then in June and July, we're going to DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We're going to introduce it in that market. And one of the biggest market that we're looking to get into is Texas. And we talked about that. Texas produced more than 40% of new business owners in the past couple of years. That's a big number, producing new businesses. So ultimately, when new businesses are being produced, the economy is growing, because guess what? There comes new job opportunity for the community as well. Yes, so when you're talking about Entrepreneurs on the Rise going into these areas, we're helping the community build. We're helping them start to thrive, bring money into the community, bring jobs, and helping families grow. So thank you, Latrice, for that question. That was a really good question.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. Absolutely.
I don't know why I can't really read.
So it says, Stan Matthews says, according to Pew Research and the U.S. Census Bureau, there are 161,031 Black-owned firms in the U.S. That's an extraordinary opportunity to build platforms like Valencia's. There are no excuses for not growing. Connect with Valencia.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stan. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Excellent point.
Yeah, thank you.
No excuses, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, there is none. There's, you know, when you're growing, if we're saying, here's the resources, we can help you. Don't be afraid to reach out, because even if we're not in your area yet, we're coming. We're on our way. We're building relationships like with the Rise of 1%, with the MBN network, with ADP. Oh, and let me not forget, we have a sponsor, Micah Johnson State Farm Insurance. Amazing Black-owned, female Black-owned company. So we're building these relationships. So if we're not in your area yet, we're coming. But that doesn't mean you guys can't work with us, because as Entrepreneurs on the Rise grow, one of the things that our team can do is go in and do those research, find out what are the resources in your community that can help you until we get there to work one-on-one with you guys. So like I said, I'm a mentor for SCORE. SCORE is all over. It's another, I guess, community of the SBA. It's free mentorship, just like Entrepreneurs on the Rise. So just be resourceful and looking for what you need. But Entrepreneurs on the Rise, we're coming. We're coming. We're coming to your state. The Rise of the 1%, we're going to be partnering with them to come, and you'll notice we do all these networking events. The networking events are fun. It's good to connect with other business owners, entrepreneurs. It's good for building relationships and all that. But the real goal is to build successful businesses, to build that wealth for you and your family, for your community, to break poverty, because, you know, when it comes to Black and brown people, you know, we didn't start out so well, but it doesn't mean that we can't end well, you know?
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Without the iteration, nobody's going to take the 3 numbers. Collaboration.
Yeah, this is amazing. Y'all make sure y'all look for my book, and I will have them at the Entrepreneurs on the Rise event as well. So we'll have a lot of other merchandise as well. But I definitely, when it comes to writing, I think mainly about entrepreneurs. How can I help them? And when we're talking about networking is the new currency, we're going to talk about in that book, not just building relationship, but what's the best way to build strategic partnerships? When you talk about your business, what partnerships matters most when you're building a business? You know, all those things we're going to talk about. And the other book that I'm writing, I haven't finished that book yet, From Start to Scale. I've completed the workbook and everything. So we're going to have the book coming out soon. And that's a step-by-step guide on when you're building your business. How do you build your business? When do you scale your business? Is it the right time for you to scale your business? All those questions I'm putting in these books to try to help entrepreneurs grow and get to the next level. And And these experience and this wisdom in this book, I didn't just get it from myself. I get it from all the people that I work with on my leadership team, from connecting with people like Mr. Stan and Gerald and you, Charliette. Like everyone that I come across that pours wisdom into me, I take a little piece and, you know, and I do my research and okay. Of course, nowadays, there's so many opportunities out there for you to do your research and get books and use ChatGPT and all those things to help you get the information you need. So like Stan says, there is no excuse for you not to grow. The resources are here. The opportunities are here. The people are here. You know what I'm saying? That although I want to work with all of you one-on-one, I can't do that. So how do I best do that? By building a community that's able to help you guys.
Absolutely.
But listen, I actually got a question, and this is probably for those who are chiming in that are actually thinking about starting businesses and stuff too as well. What would your advice be for them? Because I know that you mentioned that you was in healthcare for 20 years. Mm-hmm. What type of advice would you give a person like that? They're like, oh, I'm afraid, or I don't want to step out of my bubble. What advice would you give them?
Well, fear is not going to get you that business, for one. So you can't be fearful when you want to start a business. But I would say take your time and write out a plan. It may not look like a regular business plan, but write it out. Put your ideas on paper. Do your research. Once you put your ideas on paper, how are you going to pull this all together? Most of the time when you're starting a business, you don't really have funds unless you've saved and you've planned it out, or someone is investing in you. But if you don't have the funds to start a business, then you can't afford to go pay someone to do a business plan, which you shouldn't anyway. You should write your own business plan, no matter how bad it is, because your business plan is your ultimate roadmap to your business. Your business plan is going to tell you how to grow along the way with your business. So I would say write out a business plan, put it on paper, work through those steps. Like I said, look at your business, look at your ideas, make sure it's specific, make sure that it's time centered, that you can achieve what you're trying to achieve for this business in a very specific amount of time, so making sure it's achievable. Is this even something that I could do? Is it a hobby? Or is this my passion? All those things that you're like, yeah, I see Latrice said, write the vision. There you go. Write the vision and make it plain. Because when you write it, it's more believable. And I'm glad to see a lot of people are doing the vision boards, because guess what? When you see it, the more you see it in front of you, the more you believe it. Seeing is believing. Just write it out. That's what I would tell entrepreneurs. Write it out. And once you've written it out, start checking it off step by step and making sure that each thing that you have written is achievable. Making sure it's achievable. And then you go through the steps when it comes to licensing a business, getting the EIN, making sure you have stuff like a DUNS number that's going to help you build that business credit to ultimately help you grow the business,
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Awesome stuff. Anybody in the audience got any questions? Valencia is here. Valencia is here, hunty.
Yes.
Valencia is here.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yes.
Latrice. That's what I'm talking about. And then connect with Coach VEE to help you bring the vision to pass, baby.
Yes. And I also wanted to tell you, you guys, if you're fearful to connect with me on this live, you can book a free 30-minute right off my LinkedIn page. It's free. You can book that 30 minutes consultation, talk to me, ask me questions. Even if you don't want to ask the questions now, that's what that's for. Book that time with me so we can talk more about building the success for your business.
Mm-hmm. Valencia Andrews on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Is our page, yeah.
There Absolutely. It is.
Any other information you want to share, Valencia, as well, in terms of website or anything like that as well?
Yeah. So, and if Norjan, if you could put the websites in the chat for me, please. So She Makes Moves Enterprises is our company. And of course, you can find me on all social medias at She Makes Moves Enterprises. The website is shemakesmovesenterprises.com. So you can go there if you want to do coaching, you want to sign up for any of my coaching sessions, whether it's my group coaching, one-on-one coaching, consulting, you can go to shemakesmovesenterprises.com. Now, for Entrepreneurs on the Rise, entrepreneursontherise.com. We have the Facebook group on Entrepreneurs on the Rise. Rise with Purpose is the Facebook group. You go there. We have our Instagram. We have our LinkedIn group as well. We're growing. So we're just growing, guys. And if you want to grow, you want to connect to people that are moving. And I don't want to say that I'm a mover and a shaker, but I'm going to tap myself on the shoulder and thank God that I'm a mover and a shaker. And God has allowed me to partner with people like yourself and my team and all these other companies to move and help people. So even though it's not about me, I'm excited that God chose all these people to help me pour into other people. It is all about you as an entrepreneur, you as a small business owner, you as a medium business owner. Are we doing what we need to do to build generational wealth for ourselves, for our family, to leave a legacy? Are we doing what we can do, or are we doing the best we can do for our communities? Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Latrice. Thank you, Norjan. Oh, no, she's I like that. That's funny.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
So the websites are in the chat. You guys don't hesitate to reach out to me. Send me a message. Ask me a question. I don't mind answering questions. I'm not going to charge you a consultation fee just to answer a few questions for you, because we're all growing here. And if I can help you, I'm definitely willing to do that.
Let me tell y'all something. Like when we first met Valencia, right? This girl schooled us so good, so smooth. Like when it comes to sponsorships, it was just insane.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my goodness!"
I'm telling you, experiences. I don't mind giving it away. Yes, I don't mind, because we all can grow together. There is enough in this universe for all of us to grow. So why hold on to information if you can help somebody else?
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Y'all heard that?
Okay.
Awesome.
This is great stuff. Great stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. Do we have any other questions from anyone else? If we have any other questions, you can drop them in the comments.
And again, too, guys, like Gerald mentioned, make sure y'all share this with somebody that can benefit.
Please
Tag
do.
them for this or something.
Yes, please do. Please do. Share it. Share this live. Share it until that button say you can't share anymore.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Stan.
I declare that you are a mover and a shaker and a millionaire maker.
Absolutely. I received that, Mr. Stan. I received it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Got the link.
Yes. See, y'all, I told y'all God has blessed me with an amazing team. You see how that information is being put out there for you? Make sure you're connecting with the right people. With the right people. Right. Yes.
Yep. Excellent. Okay. Well, with that said, this has been an excellent conversation.
Yes.
Let's shared a lot of great information on here. A lot of education, knowledge, wisdom. Yes.
Thank you.
Resources, definitely. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. And if you have any final words, Valencia, before we wrap up, any final words you want to say? We don't gatekeep. Gotcha. Yeah. If you have any final words, Valencia, before we wrap up, you can share, and then we'll get ready to close it out.
So, I just want to say to you guys, one, like Latrice said, make sure you show up at the event April 21st.
Absolutely.
Entrepreneurs on the Rise Network Mixer. It's a rooftop event. I don't know if I said that or not. It's a rooftop at the Skyline Terrace here in Charlotte. So it's going to be a nice event. Y'all make sure you put on your white. I want to see y'all in your white. We're going to capture so much photos. It's exciting. So definitely want to see you guys there. Mr. Stan is going to be there as well speaking. So Make sure you guys come there and get all this wisdom. And the last thing I want to say to you guys is, don't you know that your gift will make room for you? Your gift will make room for you. You just have to not be afraid to move when you're getting that nudge to move. Operate. Don't be afraid to get up and go. Even if you're afraid, do it afraid. I have built so many things afraid because it was a burning desire to get it out. Entrepreneurs on the Rise, I didn't know how I was going to get it out. I was in a new city, but I was doing it afraid because the purpose and the desire was so strong for me to get it out. And I knew I needed to do this, that I knew God would connect me with the right people. So your gift will make room for you. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to be authentically who you are. Because this era that we're in, there's not a lot of authenticity out there. So do not be afraid to be you. Be you, do you, and be on purpose.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love
There
it.
it is.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Operate on purpose. There you go.
Yeah.
There you all have it. Coach V. This is
Thank
Valencia
you guys. I appreciate
Andrews.
you. Thank you so much.
Enterprises. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you as well.
Coach Red, as the team called me, Coach Red.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, all the links for Coach Red is in the chat.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Please.
All the links are in the chat for y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I look forward to hearing from you guys, and definitely tell me that you found me on this LinkedIn Live with the Rise of 1%. Definitely take advantage of the free 30-minute consultation. Just to chat. You know, you maybe want to tell me something about your business that I need to know. We're looking for partners with Entrepreneurs on the Rise. So connect. You never know. Just connect with me. Open that door. Open that line of communication.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Great stuff. Well, with that said, y'all, as Mrs. Valencia Andrews, glad you all was able to hop on this evening. Once again, definitely you got something out of this. Hit that like, love button. And as well, if you are watching the replay, if you have questions, you can still drop them in the comments. We'll still come back and check for questions and even takeaways as well. And feel free to share this around with anyone else you feel could benefit.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Thank you as well. And until next time, you all have a phenomenal one on purpose.
Yes, on purpose. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.